Today is a beautiful, beautiful day. No clouds, just sunshine. We have about 2 months until our very first daughter arrives. Life is good. Today, I want to talk about books, but not just any books, comic books. If you are a follower of this channel, you might think, all I read is just novels, books with just words, no pictures. I love comic books. I love the artwork and the unique way of how a story is told through comic books. And that's what I want to talk about today. My love for comic books and why I think they should be considered reading as well. About a month ago, I was gifted the opportunity to attend San Diego Comic-Con with my best friend John. That was my very first time ever attending that type of event. My goodness, it was exhausting, but exciting. A lot of people, hundreds of thousands of people in this massive complex of halls and booths. You didn't have much space when walking around those halls. You had about this much space. Every side of me, left, right, front, back, just pressed. People all around, just walking, navigating these halls. Again, it was a lot, but it was an experience that was eye-opening, and honestly, it made me fall in love with comics even more. And as a kid, I'd read a couple comics, Star Wars, Simpsons, and I didn't really know what I was really reading. I just liked the pictures. And even as an adult, about a few years ago when I started collecting comics, primarily Batman comics, I loved them. You know, they were great stories, fun experiences. But going to Comic-Con, listening to artists talk about their process, their inspirations, what comic books mean to them, the history of comic books, it inspired me. It made me want to collect more comics. And I actually did a book haul video, my very first one on this channel, a couple weeks ago, sharing a few of my new comic books that I bought at Comic-Con. Also, this video is sponsored by River Cow Cold Brew Coffee. I may not have a lot, but that's because I love it so much. These are little pouches that you put in a pitcher with some water. You brew it overnight, and you've got cold brew coffee at home. It's incredibly smooth. It's malty, it's chocolatey. It's perfect for that hot summer day, maybe nice afternoon pick-me-up. I have a discount code in the description, TRH. Get a little discount on your first purchase. And if you love coffee, give River Cow a try. Small business, they have a great vision, love the artwork, love the product. I'm just thankful I get to share good coffee with you. Let me share you a few of my favorite comics of all time. Number one is Batman Year One by Frank Miller. Incredible piece of art. I consider this to be in my top 10 books of all time because it's perfect. Doesn't overstay its welcome. It's deep, it's mature. I mean, just look at that artwork. That's incredible. And one thing I love about comics, you have a writer and you have an illustrator. It's kind of like a filmmaking duo. You got the movie director and then you have the cinematographer, bringing the director's vision to life visually. It really is fascinating how a story is told through a comic book. You only have so many bubbles, so much space for dialogue and visuals. And a lot of risks have to be taken. A lot of hard choices have to be made when deciding how much space you do give dialogue, how much space you do give the visuals. Do you give it a full page? And all of this creates an experience for the reader. It's, I don't know, I don't really have words right now. It's just fascinating to me. And what I love about Batman Year One, it's a grounded take on Batman and his origin story. And it also follows the origin story of Jim Gordon. It's kind of like a dual storyline, Batman and Gordon. It shows how corrupt Gotham is, how corrupt the Gotham police force is, and how Batman is just one man trying to figure it out. But he's also not alone, because there is good in the world. There is good in Gotham, and Jim Gordon is one of those guys. What makes this perfect, it's the pacing. Nothing overstays its welcome. Anyways, I don't want this video to just be about Batman Year One. Two more comics that I absolutely love, but I won't go into crazy detail about. Batman The Long Halloween and Batman Dark Victory. These are essentially two parts to one story. Batman is my favorite superhero. Love the movies. I especially love the comics. And I just love how Batman is realistic. He's just a guy with a lot of tools at his disposal, but there's great depth in his soul. Selflessness, honor, bravery, sacrifice. And I don't think we see a whole lot of that in the movies. You definitely see it and feel it in the comics. A few other comics that I am excited to read, and I have a full collection, but it's not this big. I don't even know what this video is all about. It's crazy, but I still have not read The Dark Knight Returns by Frank Miller, the same guy who did Batman Year One. The art style in this one is very unique because, I mean, look at that. That is a lot. There's a lot of mental gymnastics on where to follow the squares, the words, the action. I'm excited for this experience. Like I said with Year One, reinventing Batman. This was the comic that truly reinvented Batman and actually revived him, because apparently he was on life support at the time. This comic is about an old Batman coming out of retirement. That concept sounds amazing. My second favorite superhero is Spider-Man. I love that teenage, young kind of superhero trying to navigate life, navigating growing up, responsibilities, school, love interests, all while figuring out that he's got powers and how to use these powers. And I primarily want to read the Ultimate Spider-Man series by Bendis and Bagley. This run went on for about 10 years, and I hear it's one of the most complete, finished, and best Spider-Man runs in the world of comics. Couple other comics that I hear are two of the best comics ever. Watchmen by Alan Moore. Kingdom Come by Mark Waid, which is a Justice League comic. My friend John highly recommended Kingdom Come. And he actually recommended Watchmen. Watchmen is regarded as one of the best pieces of literature ever written. It has a grounded, very politically driven take on the world of superheroes. I'm going to take my time with this. Savor it. Ponder. When it comes to the world of comics, I don't just collect them for the sake of collecting them. I do a lot of research. I want to make sure I'm getting the best of the best. And I know the best is subjective. I want to make sure I'm getting a definitive, complete story. So my comic book collection is not terribly large and expansive. It takes up about a single shelf in my closet. And when talking about complete stories in the world of comics, Invincible, Compendium 1. This story is only 3 compendiums. It's complete, it's finished, and I hear it's amazing. From what I've read so far, I've read 16 issues. I love it. I definitely want to get the other 2 compendiums and see this story all the way through. Robert Kirkman invented and wrote Invincible, and he also wrote and invented The Walking Dead, that famous TV show that went on way too long, which was kind of Robert Kirkman's idea. He wanted The Walking Dead to be the zombie movie that never ended. And thankfully, The Walking Dead is done and complete. It is made up of 4 compendiums, and so far I only own 2. I know you may think, gosh, why read out of these? These are so thick. They're not that bad. You know, you can put it in a backpack, take it to a coffee shop. Paperback, not that bad. It's the hardcover omnibuses that I wouldn't even dare trying to open and read from. Anyways, on my list, on my wish list for sure, The Walking Dead Compendium 3 and 4 and Invincible Compendium 2 and 3. One thing I love about comic books, especially a long comic book series, feels like TV. Feels like a long-running TV show. You keep turning the pages wondering, what's going to happen next? Just feels like a summer day. No school. Get to watch TV all day. Get to read my comic book all day. The artwork, the visuals, the pacing, the stories. It's just a blast. And I think comic books are a great break from long books with words. Comic books read easy. It's not pages and pages of just words. There's visuals. And the visuals are inviting, bright and colorful sometimes, evocative. Sometimes I'll just have a page open and stare at the art, fascinated by the colors, the shading, trying to decipher what am I looking at here. I think comic books are a great interlude or palate cleanser in between novels. I really do think comic books are considered reading. You know, you're not staring at a screen, you're not playing a video game, you're not watching a movie. It's not a podcast. No, you are reading words, following along, sentences, dialogue, exposition. There just happens to be pictures. I think everyone should give comic books a try. It's a large world. It's a big hobby to get into, but it's not impossible. And if you need suggestions, maybe I can make a video on that. Where to start with comic books. Anyways, I've been rambling for a bit. I feel like this video's a little all over the place, but I'm just excited to share with you my love for comic books. So that begs the question, have you read any comic books? If so, which ones are your favorite? Let's talk about it. Till next time.